What's good, everyone? Aggie Coach here. All right, guys, welcome to video number 3 for the FAT8 Solitaire gaming system. So, in this gaming system, I'm excited because this is my personal favorite, Homefield Advantage. This is going to follow you throughout the entire season, guys. Homefield Advantage. So, let's say you have in your solitaire league, let's say you have 10 teams. Say you have 10 teams, and each team that is playing at home has an opportunity to have a strategic home field advantage. Now, this is how home field advantage works. Home field advantage is based on entire team morale. So we're not talking about individual players anymore. We're now talking about the entire team, the whole team. Every team in the FAT8 conference has a team morale value of 8. Every team, home and away. All 10 teams in your solitaire league, right, would start the game with a morale value of 8. Okay? Now, home field advantage basically means that the team that's playing at home, it's an exciting time for them, right? You got all of their peers there, professors are there, the alumni are there, administrators are there. The players want to get out and they want to show what they can do, right? They want to win in front of their home crowd. This shows how the crowd is reacting to what your team is doing during the game. Okay? Now, this is a supplement rule system for solitaire play only. So I'm going to say this just like I said in the other 2 videos. If you're not interested in solitaire play and you're not interested in specialized rules, then, I won't be offended. Watch a video that you're interested in. So, team morale. Everybody in the whole team, on all of your teams, right, has a morale value of 8. Now, if you are playing at home, this takes time to build up. So let's say this is game 1. It's game 1. The Buckeyes are at home. They just received the kickoff. Ball went out the back of the end zone. It's first down and 10 at the 20-yard line, and they're playing against the Navy midshipmen, right? Now, last season, right? This is what I mean by how it can carry over. Last season, the Buckeyes ended the season with a 4-game winning streak at home, right? So let's just say, this is just a hypothetical. They ended last season with the 4-game winning streak at home. So now, at the beginning of this season, they're at home playing against Navy. So, playing at home, okay? If they are in the top 5 places to play list, that's something that you have to develop for your solitaire league. You need to determine how are your teams going to be in the top 5 toughest places to play. I would do that based on how many home wins those teams have. So say you got 10 teams in your solitaire league, and say 4 of the 10 teams are on a 4-game or 5-game winning streak, right? Well, no, it has to be 5. So you'll take your top 5 teams, look at their wins and losses at home. They have to be consecutive, and then you will rank them to see which teams at home are the toughest. So the ones so let's say Ohio State, say they have won 4 games at home, and say 4 consecutive games at home, and then another team has 3, and another team has 2, and another team has 1, like that, right? Then you have to rank. So if that is the case, then they will get +1 to their morale. So now their morale is not 8, is 9. Okay. If they're on a 3-game winning streak at home, they get a +1. If they have a 2-score lead at home, they get a +1. This shows the morale building, the momentum building for the team. If they are on a 2-game losing streak at home, it's -1. So their 8 would now be a 7. Well, why does this matter? Now, I'm going to do the same thing for the defense, for the visiting team, right? And then I'll explain everything. So for the visiting team, you have away modifiers. So in an away game, -1 morale if they fail the loudness test. We're going to talk about loudness tests in a second. Okay. Away game versus the top 5 toughest places to play is a -1. Okay. If they won 2 consecutive away games, it's a +1 during away games. And if they have a 2-score lead on the road, it's a +1. Okay. And then you have your loudness test. Okay. Now, loudness tests are taken at the beginning of each game after the kickoff. So this is right at possession. Okay. At the beginning of the visiting team's possession at home. Okay. And after the visiting team turns the ball over. Now, the way you nullify a loudness test is if the game is tied up, excluding 0-0, right? But if the game is tied, then you can nullify a loudness test. If the visiting team is winning, all loudness tests are ignored. If the visiting team is winning by 2 scores, then the home team is affected by the loudness test. And if the visiting team has won 2 games on the road and they come into Ohio, and let's say the Navy midshipmen have their last 2 games on the road, they won. So now coming here to play Ohio State, where they normally would be -1, they're unaffected. Like, they completely don't care. So when teams are winning on the road and they come to a game where, it's a big crowd, they can be completely unaffected. Now, how does home field advantage work? It's very, very simple. I know it sounds complicated, but it's not. It's very simple. It works like this. The visiting team, this is the beginning of the game. The Buckeyes got the ball, 1st and 10, at the 20-yard line. The visiting team has to take a loudness check against their leadership of 8, right? You only do it once. You do it once after the kickoff. That is the only time that you do it, unless the Buckeyes score. Then the next possession, then when they have the ball in their possession, they have to do it again. They have to do it every time they get scored against. So, very simple, guys. Home field advantage. The Buckeyes on a 4-game winning streak. They're at home. They're gonna be +1 at home. So they're gonna be 9 at home. This shows that they are just like, these guys, they are stoked. Like, they can do no wrong. The visiting team now coming in, if they have lost an away game, they're gonna be -1. So now they're gonna be 7 for having lost an away game. So now you roll 2. Oh, they didn't care. Look, it's a 5. They passed the loudness check. That means that they did not care about the crowd. They don't care. Now, if they had failed, here's what would have happened. If they had failed, it would have been an immediate encroachment penalty. So it would have been a 5-yard penalty, which would have given the offense. It means that it would have meant that the crowd was so freaking loud, the guys couldn't hear one of the defensive linemen jumped off sides. So now it's 1st down and 5. And then you just play from there. So that only happens once, and then you just play from there. Now, the reverse is true for the offense. If the offense is forced to take a loudness check, then the same thing is true. The only difference is for the offense, it will be a delay of game penalty. And so then it will be, a 5-yard delay of game penalty. So it will be 1st down and 15 instead of 1st down and 10 if it's the offense. But now the home team never have to take a loudness check, right? The only way that the home team has to take a morale check is if they are down by 2 scores by the away team. So this is when the away team turned the tide on the home team. So every time the away team makes a big play, they start turning the momentum. They turn the tide against the home team. What happens to the crowd when the home team losing? They get quiet. They get really quiet. This really hurts your morale. They get really quiet. So when the away team shut up the home crowd because they're just smashing the home team, then it forces now it forces the home team to have to take the test. And if they fail the test, then they have a delay of game penalty. So then they're back. So there's an advantage and a disadvantage to both sides. I really enjoy Homefield Advantage because it allows me to track my teams over the course of the season. So if Ohio State, let's say this is game 3. At the beginning of the season, this is game 3 for Ohio State. Let's say Ohio State lost their first game, which was on the road, and they won their last 2 home games. And now they won their last home game. So now this is game 3. This is their second home game. Okay, so with that being said, there are no bonuses for Ohio State because they have only won 1 game at home. They have to be on a 2-game winning streak in order to get the bonus, in order to get the +1. So because there's no bonus, but if the midshipmen have won two away games, and now they're coming into this game 3, they're coming and say their first 2 games was on the road. Now they're coming into game 3, their 3rd road game, and they won their first 2 road games. They're coming into this game ignoring the first loudness check. So first off the break, they don't have to take a loudness check because they don't care, because they have been winning away games. So they're not affected by Ohio State's home field advantage. So they won't even be taking the test the first time. And on top of that, when they are forced to take the test, they're at +1 for being on a 2-game winning streak on the road. So they will be, instead of 8, they will be 9. So when they are forced to take their first test, they run a very slim chance of failing it because they have been playing so well on the road. So this gives teams benefits to playing well away and playing well at home. So now when you take individual player morale, and you take coach leadership, and now you take home field advantage, and you put that all together, and you add that to your solitaire league, now you are able to take a team like the Buckeyes and track them over the course of their season, the 6 games that the Buckeyes play. And now I can see, now it means something, right? 4 games down the road, if the Buckeyes are losing on the road and winning at home, that next game that they play, if they won 2 games on the road, and now they're back at home, right? Now they're not winning a lot of games at home, but they're winning games on the road, then there's no home field advantage for them. You see what I mean? There's no home field advantage for them. But if they're winning home games and they're losing road games, then when they're playing at home, their chances of winning at home increases every time they play at home. But their chances of winning on the road decreases. So this is how, it really takes all of the control away from me and puts it on the team. So I wanted to share these specialized rules with you guys because I wanted you to see how I play my solitaire games. So I make it next to impossible for me to cheat, because all of these mechanisms put in place takes all of my control away. So I can't say, oh, I like the Buckeyes, I'm going to make sure that I stack the table for the Buckeyes to win. Because then what can happen? A player can get injured, that player is lost. Now I lost that player. Or now a player can commit, some penalties and end up, I can have multiple players out. So all my star players are now out. So it stacks against you. And then the Buckeyes playing at home, they're losing, they're down by 2 scores, and the team coming into this game won 2 previous away games. So now the Buckeyes, 1st down and 10. Guess what? Delay a game. Now it's 1st down and 15. I got star players out. I got people injured. I got people committing penalties, right? So those kinds of things completely take your ability to skew a game in the favor of a team that you like. It takes that ability away from you. So you have to just play the game. So this is the reason that I have put these specialized rules in play. So as I am playing solitaire, these kinds of things are in play that prevents me from cheating. It also allows me to have a lot of fun. Guys, you wouldn't believe, I'll be playing this game, man, and something like that'll happen. And I'll be so tickled It'll have me in here cracking up just to see something like that, and I'm like, damn, I ain't see that coming. You know what I mean? But that's just, that's how it is. So again, this is the end of my solitaire videos. This is video number 3. The system is all covered now. So individual morale, we covered that. Coach leadership, we covered that. Team morale, we covered that. Homefield advantage, we covered that. These are the specialist rules that I use in my solitaire league over the course of my season. This allows me to track individual players, and it allows me to track the teams, wins and losses on the road and at home, as well as how the coaches are responding to what the players are doing on the field, and how the players feel about things that's happening to them on the field. That's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. This series is now over. So this goes along with the rule system, with the gaming system. So if you're playing solitaire and you like these specialist rules, by all means, feel free to tweak it however you like, guys. This is just the way that I do it. It is not the way that you have to do it, right? It is your gaming experience. You should be enjoying yourself when you're playing this game. I don't believe in telling somebody how they should play or how they should think or what they should do. That's not me. I don't do that. My thing is, this is how I do it. I'm sharing with you guys the rule system that I put in place for how I like to play. You guys make it work for you. If that's what you enjoy, make it work for you. I'm not going to be offended either way, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget, comment, like, and subscribe. Have some fun with your gaming experience, guys. Life is too short. Have some fun with your gaming experience. Have a good time, and I'll holler at you guys later. Peace.